Hey everyone, welcome to Content with Stefan. I'm Stefan, and today we're going to be chatting about the differences between free and paid content and that, really difficult line in the middle of what goes where. So in my work with content creators and content marketers, there is this deep question of how much should you give away for free? At the end of the day, content marketing is supposed to help grow your business, and the free offers that you give are supposed to entice people and give them some value, but not so much that they don't pay you. There are a lot of crass jokes about if you give away too much for free, you don't get the sale at the end. I won't make any of them here. But it's an interesting question to ponder, especially when anybody can become a publisher. You can put a video online, you can write a blog post, and unfortunately in the world of clickbait, it sounds like every single piece of knowledge is available for free on the planet because every content marketer suddenly figured out that they can use the word how or the words how to and get more clicks because people want to solve a problem. And that doesn't actually mean that the content is going to help them, and it doesn't actually mean that the content is all that useful. However, it does drive everyone else to think, oh God, should I be putting out more content? This person or this company has a how to solve this problem, and that's the problem we charge people to solve. If the content is given away for free, nobody is going to pay for our services. I understand that fear. I understand the hesitation, and also from a business perspective, I get that you're sitting there going, I'm sorry, I'm investing how much to give away what for free, and what is it getting me? We want to avoid that problem. And so I want to share a few different frameworks that I've learned and observed other people doing over the years when it comes to the free versus paid content line. The first thing to remember is that every different kind of business is going to have a slightly different understanding of free versus paid content. So the strategies that I'm going to present are going to be categorized in 4 different areas. If you have a knowledge product, if you have a product or service that is execution-based, if you have an education product, so not just sharing the knowledge, but training the application of the knowledge, or if you have an actual product, whether physical or digital. And then at the end, make it all the way to the end of the video, I'll share my golden rule for free versus paid content as well. So kicking it off, if you have a knowledge product, so you're selling information, maybe that's research, maybe that's best practices, but it's the what, and it's very high quality what, it's a well-researched what, then when you think about free content, you want to think about a preview. And the reason I say that is a few things. When you're selling knowledge, you have to prove that it's credible, you have to prove that it's reliable, you have to prove that it's thorough, that it comes from a great source, and that it's good enough that sharing one piece of general knowledge can apply broadly to a lot of different scenarios. And one of the best ways to do that is to show people. I think one example here that I absolutely love that's been doing a great job lately is Masterclass. They are a company that has celebrities giving masterclasses on their trade. So you have someone like Usher teaching performance, and someone like Natalie Portman teaching acting, or Gordon Ramsay teaching cooking. And I love what they do with their model, because if you go onto the site and you're not a member, you can watch a few previews and you can watch a few clips of a class where they show you what it's really like to be in that masterclass. Because chances are you're going to have the question of, okay, are they actually credible, or are they just celebrity names? And is the content high quality? Is it applicable to me if I'm interested in that topic? Another example to think about is paid research companies. They're not quite as well known, but you have companies like Gartner or Forrester in the business-to-business space that do a really good job where if you take part in some of their research, you might get a free version of it, or they will give you the executive summary highlights for free while they're trying to sell you a subscription to the more in-depth research. That idea of the preview is you're free, but make sure you're not giving so much of a preview that someone goes, okay, I think I have enough now. And that's a balance of how much content you actually have on offer. If you have a much smaller knowledge piece that is less expensive, then your preview also needs to be a little bit smaller, and it can scale up a little bit as you offer more and more and more once someone has paid. The next one is if your product is execution, your product or service is execution. If you're actually going to do something for people to achieve an end on their behalf. And in that case, you need to surround the problem. You need to offer them content that's going to help them understand what's going on, make sense of confusion, make sense of strategy. You need to offer content about what a strategic solution looks like, what questions should they be asking, what language do they need to learn about that specific problem or solution. And the reason behind all that is because you're basically removing obstacles for them. You're showing them that you know what the solution path is. So if they hired you to do execution or purchased a license in the case of software to do execution, then they trust that you can do that. Two examples that I really, really like are McKinsey Consulting on one side and HubSpot on the other. So McKinsey is a global management consulting firm, and they help Fortune 500 companies solve massive problems. They've been in the news in some negative ways lately, but I want to highlight them because their insight does a really good job of explaining the key questions that need to be asked, as well as some of the key processes, facts, or problems associated with a bigger challenge. Now, HubSpot is a technology firm. They help you with your marketing automation, your customer relationship management, email management, support tickets even, and their content is all about business growth. Because fundamentally, why would you care about a marketing automation software? Well, business growth. But they provide so many DIY tips. They completely surround the problem. You know, what are the steps to getting more customers? How do you write a perfect email? Here are templates. Here's a template for a pitch deck. Here's a template for a customer retention email for an angry customer. All of these unique, helpful pieces of content where then you go, well, I just need to do this. Okay, there's HubSpot. It comes right in. And so when you are focused on execution, you want to make sure that the only thing your customers have to do is execute, in which case there's a far higher likelihood that they'll choose you if you've been the one educating them on how this execution should work the whole time. So if your solution is educational, if it's guidance-based, not just a knowledge product, but practical application of that knowledge, then you need to help people understand why that knowledge is important, what the outcomes are, what they can get out of it, the benefits, why they can't get those benefits in another way, or if they can, how your way of getting benefits is more efficient, and really just making sure that the value that's on offer here, the outcome of your education, is proven and credible and true. So one example that I want to show or talk about rather that I love is Teachable. It's an online platform where you can post your own online courses and build your own little online entrepreneur business, online educator business. The reason I like it is a few reasons. They have a different model for everybody. So obviously they want to encourage course creators to post on Teachable. So one of their biggest pillars of education is how to start an online course, how to monetize, how to attract students, how to report these kinds of things on your taxes. But the other side of that conversation is, well, is this all successful? So there are stories of, this person made their first $10,000 on Teachable, or their CEO or their official account will tweet success stories and say, wow, our teachers cumulatively made this much money today. Another platform that does this well is Gumroad, which is an e-commerce for creators. They, will tweet out like, our creators made X today. And that kind of thing reinforces the fundamental question of, if I'm going to pay for education, what's it going to get me? Now, if you're selling a real product, whether that's physical or digital, free content is the free sample. It still works. Now, if you're in the physical product space and can give free samples, go ahead and do it. I understand that there's a lot of money sometimes associated with that, but a little free sample can show people what they're buying and show that the quality is there, show that the taste, whether actual or more metaphorical, is aligned to what they're interested in. If it's a digital product, a limited feature set or a little teaser, a period of time, a free trial, things like that can get you a lot of opportunity to, again, demonstrate that what you say you're going to provide is indeed what you're going to provide. And two companies that I think do a good job of this are Shopify on the technology side and Costco on the physical retail and commerce side. So Costco, if you ever went to a Costco, you know that you can get free samples of a lot of their goods and especially their food. So when they're trying to sell you food, they'll give you a little bit, a cracker with some tuna on it to sell you some cans of tuna, and it shows you exactly what you're getting. So you're far more willing to try new things, which could result in massive purchases. Shopify, on the other hand, is e-commerce software. If you want to run an online store, you can use Shopify. And their content is all about how to start a business. Again, educating to remove the obstacles, but then the product itself, they give a ton of free value. So they have free legal templates that you customize, and of course need to talk to lawyers, but terms and conditions, privacy policy, refund policy. They have a logo generator. They have a business name generator. They can help you buy a website. They have all these additional features that you would think you would pay for when someone says, we help you set up an online store. But they help do that a lot to give you a lot of value up front. And then when you are ready, Shopify is free for 14 days. So they're even letting you test out the actual platform, full featured, ready to go. And then comes my golden rule of free content, which is if there's ever a way to cut off your competitor's key advantage with content, do it. If it doesn't harm you in the process, it is a smart business move. And be rest assured, they'll do it to you too if they can. But if your competitor is slightly differentiated in a way that you can provide, hopefully identical value, but if not, then at least some of the value that they're providing for free with content, then you can fight in a more strong position against your competitors when it comes to pitching services, or pitching product. So if you're in a service world and competing against other people for services, you might be able to differentiate with a higher, white glove kind of service, or maybe a downstream service. If you're in the product world, it might be a feature argument or a value argument or a durability or, anything else that you might be able to do. If you can use content to explain away someone else's unique advantage over you, you increase your opportunity to get the sale. Thank you all for watching. This is Lord Arthur Cuddlesworth. He just woke up from a nap and he's a little bit upset. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. It'd be great to have you in the community. If you have any questions about content, please don't hesitate to ask. I'd be happy to answer them in a future video or in the comments or some other way. We'll figure it out. But thank you again for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.